Hey everyone, and welcome back, fellow travelers. Today, we are tackling the biggest challenge in No Man's Sky, the nanite grind. If you're sick and tired of always being short on cash for those top-tier upgrades, you are in the exact right place. Let's jump right into the absolute best ways to get filthy rich with nanites.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You finally find that perfect S-class module for your starship, but you're a few thousand nanites short. It's that moment of staring at your dream gear, but your pockets are completely empty. Well, I'm here to tell you that all of that frustration ends today.
So, just to be crystal clear, nanites are pretty much the key to everything powerful in this game. I'm talking buying those insane S-class modules, upgrading your favorite ship from an A to an S-class, you name it. You just can't get to that god-tier level without a serious, steady supply of them.
Alright, so there are a ton of ways to get nanites, but let's be honest, one method stands head and shoulders above all the others. We're calling this the gold standard, and for good reason. It is, without a doubt, the best all-around option for basically every single player.
And that method, of course, is farming Runaway Mould. Seriously, if you only take one thing away from this whole explainer, let it be this. Setting up a good Runaway Mould farm is going to solve all of your nanite problems. I mean it, permanently. It's consistent, it's super reliable, and best of all, you can do it forever.
So how's it work? Well, it's actually a super simple four-step process. First, you're going to fly low over a planet, scanning for a little 3-star icon called Curious Deposits. Now here is the absolute most important part. Listen up. Before you even think about mining them, build a pen around them. Just some simple walls will do. Trust me, these things roll away like crazy and a pen traps them all. Then you mine them. Get an optical drill on your multi-tool for a sweet 50% bonus, and finally, you just toss all that mold into a refinery.
So, let's talk numbers. The conversion rate is 5 mold to 1 nanite. Now that might not sound like a lot at first, but you can gather tens of thousands of mold in just a couple of minutes. A single full stack of almost 10,000 mold gets you nearly 2,000 nanites. And the trick is, you'll be running multiple refiners with multiple stocks all at once. The nanites just pour in.
Now, here's the real magic. The secret sauce that makes this an infinite farm. These deposits respawn. Yep, you heard me. All you gotta do is get about 600 to 800 units away from them and then come back. The absolute best way to do this? Build a base with a teleporter right next to your farm. You just teleport up to the space station and pop right back down, and bam, all the mold is back, waiting for you.
This right here is the #1 issue people run into. They'll say, hey, they're not respawning for me. And the answer is almost always, you didn't go far enough. If you just walk a couple hundred units away, the game area won't reload. You have to force that reload, either by flying away in your ship for a few seconds, or, like I said, just use a teleporter. It's all about that distance.
Okay, so while Runaway Mould is the undisputed king, it's not the only way to play. Maybe you're not a fan of building farms, right? Maybe you prefer a different style. So let's move on and look at some other really fantastic methods that are perfect for different kinds of players.
We can pretty much break down the alternatives into two main styles. On one hand, you've got the smuggler. This is for all you travelers out there sitting on mountains of units who just want to turn that cash into nanites as fast as possible. And on the other hand, you've got the warrior. This is for you action junkies who rather earn your currency in the heat of battle. Let's dive into the smuggler method first. This is all about pure economic efficiency. If you've got a massive activated indium farm pumping out cash or some trade route that's making you hundreds of millions, well, this is your method, hands down. You're basically just buying nanites with units.
And the loop is ridiculously simple. You just warp to any outlaw system, the ones with the skull icon on the map, and find the contraband agent. Buy up as many of the suspicious packets for tech and arms as you can possibly afford. Rip them all open, and you'll get a whole bunch of really valuable X-class modules. Then you just turn around and sell those modules to the salvage dealer, who's usually standing right there, for a massive nanite profit. It's so fast, it feels like cheating.
But hey, what if you think trading is boring? What if you want some action in your life? Well then, the warrior path is definitely calling your name. This method turns combat, which you might be doing anyway for fun, into a super profitable source of nanites.
And you've got two main ways to go about it. The aggressive path is to find a sentinel pillar and just start a war. Fight wave after wave of sentinels. They drop salvaged glass, which often cracks open into upgrade modules worth about 480 nanites each. Or you can take more of a gathering approach on dissonant planets, where tons of the unique resources there can be refined directly into nanite.
And just to show you how valuable this is, check out their resources you can find. You know those giant purple radiant shards you see everywhere on those planets? A single one of those refines it to 50 nanites. 50! And you can just grab them by the hundreds in no time.
Oh, but it gets even better. Go find those drill-like machines, the dissonant resonators, and blow them up. They'll drop an inverted mirror, and that refines into 95 nanites. That is nearly double the value, making these things a prime target whenever you see one.
And for the grand prize, if you take down one of those awesome corrupted interceptor ships, you get a Highline brain. And one brain refines into a massive 230 nanites. It's the ultimate high-risk, high-reward play for any combat pilot.
All right, so we've covered the big guns, but No Man's Sky is a deep, deep game, so let's explore some hidden gems. These are more niche, more creative methods that are perfect for specific situations or for players who just really enjoy the game's other systems.
Now this is a fantastic little secret recipe. If you're on a dissonant planet grabbing resources, make sure you pick up that edlentidium. It's the small purple crystals. If you take that and refine it together with pugneum, which you get from basically every sentinel you kill, you actually create Runaway Mould. This lets you tap into the power of the #1 method without even needing to find a mold farm.
It's awesome.
And get a load of this number. Tainted metal, which you get from derelict freighters, has the absolute best conversion ratio in the entire game. 1 metal becomes 2 nanites. That means a single stack is worth nearly 20,000 nanites. It's basically the most efficient way to store your wealth, like a nanite bank account.
And for those of you looking for a more, shall we say, relaxed pace, there are even more options. The Aquarius update added fishing, and you can release your catches for a nice, steady, passive income of nanites. Or you can become a chef. Cook up some delicious vegetable stew, which is super easy to make, and take it to Cronus on the Space Anomaly. He'll give you between 70 and 120 nanites for each stew. It's fantastic for early game players, but I will warn you, you have to hand them over one by one. It's very click intensive. So wow, we've covered a ton of different strategies, but how do they all stack up against each other? Let's bring it all together for the final verdict to help you decide which method is going to be the best one for you.
Okay, this little summary table really says it all. Runaway Mould is at the top for a reason. It's incredibly fast, super easy, and it's the best overall choice for pretty much everyone. The Pirate Station method is just as fast, but it requires a ton of units, making it perfect for those of you who are already rich. Combat is a solid medium-speed option for anyone who loves a good fight. That Alchemist recipe with Atlantidium is great for explorers, and cooking for Cronus is still a fantastic, totally safe choice for players who are just starting out.
So, there you have it, a perfect nanite farming method for literally any playstyle. Doesn't matter if you're a builder, a fighter, a trader, or an explorer, the path to endless upgrades is wide open for you. So the only question left is, which farm are you going to build first?